Oops.
Alrighty. Week 7. All right. 3, 2, 1. Action. Welcome into the Brooks Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Brooke,
What's up, y'all?
and Megan.
What's up?
If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. Follow us on all social media. Join our Discord, link in description. But we're here for the Week 7 recap. So let's get into it. News, lots of news. We got a lot. Everyone buckle up. Ayanna Patterson, UConn, out for the season. Team announced she underwent successful surgery at UConn Health on Monday to repair a shoulder injury. She also missed the 23-24 season with knee issues that resulted in surgery. I think UConn is cursed. I
I was
really
gonna
do.
say somebody needs to do a case study on this school.
It's
Uh-huh.
it's just crazy. Like something needs to change. It's just yeah. But on the some good news, AZ Fudd is back. So she did not play that much again in the USC game. We'll talk about it, but she was back. Kennedy Smith for USC is back from injury as well. Um, UConn, their December 17th game against Iowa State, they actually set a single game program record with 19 made three-pointers. That's crazy. Paige Beckers, Ashlyn Shade, and Sarah Strong each had 25 plus points, 5 plus 3 points made, 5 plus 50 plus field goal percentage, and a 50 plus 3-point percentage. The only other trio in NBA, WNBA, or D1, men or women, to do that in a regulation game this century was Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Klay Thompson.
Warriors.
I really like Sarah Strong, and I was gonna say it last week, but obviously I wasn't here. Huge Sarah Strong fan.
Yeah, no, she's great.
Yeah.
It's great. They put out an article about like top 5 freshmen, but it's just like I don't even know who's like second close right now. Like she's like really dominant. She's
Yeah.
doing great. Ayoka Lee registered her 63rd career double-double last night to tie Brittany Griner for third on the Big 12 Conference career double-double list. That's crazy. That's dope. She's now 3 double-doubles shy of moving into second in Big 12 history. I hope you get it, girl.
Wait,
Uh,
Brittany Griner is not even who's first?
I know. I don't know. Someone facts. That's crazy. If anyone has that answer, please let us know. Juju Watkins, fourth career 25 piece in 6 games against AP top 25 teams. She's also the only player in the last 15 seasons with 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks versus an AP top 5 opponent on the road. Um, yeah, no other player has more than 2 such games over the last 2 seasons. That's crazy. I feel like, I don't know. Do you guys get the vibe that like, not that she's having a bad season, which she's not, but I feel like people are trying to say she's having a bad season. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of negativity I'm seeing around her. Maybe it's because they're trying to compare her to last season and how like she hit, the stage just like so high and now all of a sudden like she's still doing great, but they're trying to compare her to Paige and all these other players still and
She
you
just
know?
doesn't have to play like she played last year because they have more players on their team.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I feel like I don't know. People don't get that
Yeah.
context. They're just like, oh, she's not doing what she did last year. But I don't know. She's still having a great season to me. This one's cool. Players Era is launching the women's championship for next Thanksgiving week in Vegas. The event includes South Carolina, UCLA, Duke, and Texas. Each team will earn at least 1 million in NIL activities outside of competition. That's great. I wonder how much it costs to go to that game. It's probably hecka. That's a crazy experience though. I like those teams. I wish they would have added like USC and UConn to that though.
Uh-huh.
That would have been tough. Um, Hopefully they do some more stuff like that. Iowa will retire Caitlin Clark's jersey on February 2nd, 2025.
I know hella people are mad about
I
this because
know.
it's the same day as Asia Wilson's, which
Yeah.
rightfully so.
What
Like,
the
Uh-huh.
heck?
what a different game.
That's horribly planned. Or just wait one more year. She just
Uh-huh.
graduated. You
Yeah.
can't wait till
Yeah,
next
seriously.
February.
I mean, same
Seriously.
with Kitley. Did they do her? They're doing hers, and she just
Oh,
graduated
shut
too.
up. On the same day too, or no, just
I don't think
this
it's on the
year?
same.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it was just this year, but like she just graduated too. Like obviously those jerseys are gonna get retired, but like
Yeah.
let's give it a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also like, okay, the Asians was announced, a while ago.
Long time ago.
So
Yeah,
when you're scheduling it, Asians is also getting retired. So come on, just wait
yeah.
one more year. Like that's crazy. But hey, teach your own. And then a player I wanted to highlight, Kiyomi McMiller. freshman. We never get to talk about them. She's from Rutgers, but she's been having a great season. Another freshman that's standing out, but I don't think is getting a lot of talk. I don't know if you guys saw the highlight of her. Oh my God. I gotta send it to you guys. I don't even know how to explain it. It was a crazy move. I gotta send it to you guys. But her last, couple games, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 30 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. I mean, she's killing it right now. I know we only talk about AP top 25 teams or upsets. She hasn't been in any of those categories, but I just wanted to highlight her. So, if you guys don't know, now you know. Check out her highlights. She's a highlight reel.
Next week, speaking of like not top 25 teams, I was on the NCAA website the other day and just like looking at like team percentages for different things.
Yeah.
You would not guess some of the teams that are like top 1 and 2 in the country for some of these different like statistics.
Yeah.
Not South Carolina and UConn. It's like Tulane and another random school. And then
yeah.
I mean, even Stanford's second in threes, and they're not even ranked. So it's like,
I didn't know that.
We should do like a little like intro of like, here's where it's at right now. And like, cause like I've been saying, what team is it? South Florida? No, not South Florida. Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they're a sleeper team. They're like number 1 in defensive points or something. Something crazy like that.
Well, man, Florida State, Tanaya Latson's been having like a Player of the Year campaign.
I think that's what it was also. She's like leading the nation in like per game.
Points, yeah.
Yeah, she's killing it. But again, not talked about enough. Like I feel like the media does, they highlight Juju, Paige, all these names, but there's also other players that are also having great seasons. And I feel like those affect how people perceive Player of the Year sometimes. So we'll see how, and the end of season awards, they're crazy, but we'll have to see what happens with that. But okay, let's get into the Week 7 recap for AP Top 25 teams. So Iowa State, unfortunately, has left the top 25.
They'll be back.
Heart is broken. They had a tough schedule, man.
Yeah.
It was like top 25 team after top 25 team, and they just kept losing. And yeah, kind of like, huh?
That'll help them in the long run.
I know.
Unless you play in random teams to run or Tennessee playing random teams too. I mean, I love Tennessee. I think they're a great team, but like,
yeah,
it's not going to help when you get to March Madness and you're playing the best South Carolina's ever been and the best USC is looking like.
No, I agree. I mean, that happened to Louisville. We kept talking about Louisville getting killed by these top 25 teams, and now they're out. But yeah, it's all a test. It's all a test for March, right? New to the poll, Cal, ranked 24. Crazy. Look at Cal go. I'm here for it. What are they? 11-1. That's pretty good. That's pretty tough. Biggest risers of the week, we have Notre Dame up 5 spots, ranked 3. Georgia Tech up 8 spots, ranked 17. Georgia Tech is killing it. They're still undefeated.
Georgia Tech is having fun.
I'm here for it. Go Georgia Tech.
They are enjoying themselves tremendously.
Yeah. I think last episode we talked about they're off to the best start in program history. Then they beat, who is it, Michigan State? Or we'll talk about it. But they're still undefeated. So that's crazy. Good for them. I know we'll still talk about it, but USC ended up beating UConn. I know UConn's ranked 4 right now. Obviously they're going to drop, but it's looking good. Like all these, I love that all these top 5 teams are playing each other. I'm curious to see UCLA. Who's UCLA's next like top 25 opponent? Because UCLA is still undefeated. Like they beat South Carolina.
Someone in conference. It's conference play starts here in a couple weeks.
I need to see UCLA versus Notre Dame because for me personally, for my March Madness bracket, I need to see how that shakes out. I need to see it because obviously they'll probably be on opposite ends of the bracket. Let's be for real, but I don't know who I would pick because Notre Dame looks tough. UCLA is still undefeated. I don't know. There's still some mixed feels there.
They play. Man, yeah, they're.
Oh,
their schedule's a little easy.
Oh, boo.
They play Michigan on January 1st.
They're not ranked. Yes, they are. 20.
They play Maryland on January 26th.
Okay.
But, I mean, their schedule doesn't start to toughen up until February. They play USC February 13th.
That'd be good.
That would be a game to go to this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
should
and then
go.
they play.
No, you guys are supposed to be there. Okay.
Yeah, we can't go. Okay, but they don't play like a Notre Dame, a UConn, or anything. Boo. Okay, fine.
It's like Maryland, Baylor, Penn State, Purdue, Indiana,
Lame. Okay, I don't know
Iowa,
how I feel about them now.
Ohio State. No.
Ohio State would be good. Notre Dame's probably been more battle tested than I mean, UCLA did beat South Carolina. Let's be for real. That's tough.
Yeah, but that's too early.
You're right. That is true. But I mean, other than that, some receiving votes. Alabama received 51 votes, but we'll see about that. They might sneak in. They did get a good win. But Iowa State's still receiving votes, but they're probably not going to crack it till later. Too many losses right now. But okay. Any other comments on this top 25? Looks pretty solid. Solid list so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before the week 7 recap, Megan, take it away with your almost upsets of the week.
Phew, that was a close one.
So only 2 this week. We had the Battle of Iowa. We had Iowa
Another Iowa
almost
battle.
losing to Northern Iowa, 92-86.
Crazy.
So beginning of the game, Iowa, it was just a close game. Iowa was leading, but then Northern Iowa, I don't know what was said at halftime, but they came out with a fight. Maya McDermott had 30 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists.
Christ. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaba Lube had 20 points and 4 rebounds. So they were going off.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say they were putting up a lot of shots. The percentages kind of suck.
Mm-hmm.
They both, I think they both barely shot like 40%, 45%. Like,
okay.
I know Kayla McDermott was like 3 for 11 for the 3.
Jesus.
But her field goals were like way higher. So, I mean, obviously that's where a lot of her 30 points came from. But Iowa was led by Lucy.
Waiting.
It seems, I didn't get to watch this game, but it seems like maybe not a lot of defense was played well.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. Lucy Olsen, though, for Iowa had 21 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. And then Addison O'Grady, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. The other game was Kentucky, man. Whew, they almost lost to Belmont.
God dang, Kentucky.
Yeah, Belmont came out the gate, winning the first half. It was 39-33. I think Georgia Moore had 3 points in the whole first half. But then she came back out. She ended up with 23 points. She scored 20 in the
Isn't
second.
this? She shot like 8 for 11 from 3 or something like that. Or she had
it must have been because the first half was horrible pretty much for the whole team.
Yeah.
So yeah, Georgia Moore 23. She ended with 23 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Amelia Hassett, 16 points, 11 rebounds. She hit a big 3 for them towards the end of the game to kind of to seal the deal. But for Belmont, Jalen Banks had 23 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. But overall for Belmont, it was a team effort there, and they almost pulled it off.
Well, Kentucky, here we go. They are the Virginia Techs, the Kentucky Virginia Techs. Like, man, they're the same freaking team.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that sounds like a typical Georgia A. Moore game. Like,
yeah,
that's how it's been this year.
One half is always like way better than the other one.
Yeah, it's always the first half that's slow. Like second half, she'll turn it on. She'll give you the 20.
Yeah, but last year it was slow. Like, I would say it was slow. This is like bad and then good.
Great. Well, man, we'll talk about it during draft season, but I really think she should have entered the draft. But, everyone has their reasons, so I'm not going to try and bash that she decided to go to Kentucky. No, that's not what I'm doing, but I feel like she was a first-round projected pick last year. This year, I think probably second now, but we'll see. Season's young. Season's young. All right, let's get into the Week 7 recap. So if you're new here, we go over AP Top 25 matchups and any upsets against those AP Top 25 teams. So the first matchup, we had number 10 Oklahoma defeating number 20 Michigan 72-62. No surprise here. Oklahoma, man. Oklahoma. I watched the end of this game. They're big. They're huge. And they bang. And I feel like they're not talked about enough. Because they got some big bodies. Reagan Beers chose a great place to be, I think.
Was this the game at the Jumper Invitational?
It might have been.
I think I did watch this one too. And I was,
it was.
Because I'm I love Michigan and I was trying to root for them. But yeah, Oklahoma was just making them look like a fool a little bit.
Oklahoma, I mean, Michigan doesn't have enough big bodies to
No.
cover Oklahoma. It was just like they were banging them around. Yeah, I don't think Oklahoma's talked about enough, honestly. But Skylar Van, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Peyton Vorholz, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. And for Michigan, Mila Holloway, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. Oklahoma, I mean, they shot well. Not the best. 30% from three, 37% from field goal. They had 21 turnovers. That's a lot. 21 turnovers. But they also had 44 rebounds. They had 26 points in the paint. Michigan struggled from three a lot, 27.8% from the three. I know we talked about Silas Swords a little bit earlier in the season. She struggled in this game. But I mean, overall, like I said, Oklahoma's defense was crazy on Michigan. That's what won them this game. And yeah, I mean, anything else you guys want to add if you guys watched it?
No, there was like a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, there was like a lot of sloppy moments on both sides, but Oklahoma did like way better,
Yeah.
kind of like the passing game and kind of like press breaking a little bit more
Yeah.
from what I was watching. I didn't watch all of it, but Michigan just also kind of looked a little lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if they were playing them differently than they're used to, or they were missing somebody or what, but it just seemed like, because I think that they were almost leading it, or it was.
They came close at the end,
close or something.
Yeah, it never came to fruition. I feel like Oklahoma is going to be a sleeper team in March Madness because they have such big bodies. Like I said, their height, like you got to match up with them. So I'm curious to see how it works out. But yeah, no, Oklahoma needs to be rising up them rankings.
Yep.
Alabama upsets number 15 Michigan State 82-67. We had Aaliyah Nye, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Zay Green, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals. And for Michigan State, we had Julia. I need to get this name right because she's always on the top performers for Michigan State. A Rault. I hope. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Now, Alabama is a team that's receiving votes. They'll probably be in the top 25 now, defeating Michigan State. I know Michigan State's been on a roll, but Michigan State only shot 23.1% from three, 37% from the field. They're struggling. 25 turnovers. I mean, both teams had a lot of turnovers. They combined for 45 turnovers. That's just insane. But Alabama capitalized more in the paint, 36 points. But I mean, yeah, a lot of the teams that lose, as we see, they shoot below 20% or, below 30% from the three. And we all know threes are more than twos. So, yeah, that's usually how those go. But yeah, overall, not a good game for Michigan State. What do you guys
think? Is this a record? 54 turnovers, 45 fouls.
I don't know.
No attempts and only making 35.
Yeah, I don't know. I read it.
That's a terrible game.
Yeah, it's sloppy. That's a sloppy game. But look at the margin, 82-67. That's still like too far for that sloppiness.
They pulled away in the third. It's like they right after halftime, they just like took off.
And Michigan State never got close.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, Alabama, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Alabama's probably will be in the AP top 25. Michigan, I don't think you'll be out of it, but you're definitely dropping for sure. Another upset, disappointing. This is a disappointing one in my opinion. South Florida upsets Duke, number 9 Duke, 65-56. And we just talked highly about Duke, I think last episode or last couple episodes. So this one is a little disappointing. For South Florida, we had Sammy Pusis. I hope I said that right. 23 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Lore Muputu. I think I said that right. 17 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist. And Toby Fournier for Duke, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks. I will say Toby gives them good minutes off the bench. She's been coming off the bench. Sometimes their leading scorer off the bench. So that does raise concern for Duke, honestly. Like, let's be real, right? But I mean, South Florida shot 55% from the three. That's crazy. That's great. 93% from the free throw line, 46% from the field. On the other hand, Duke only shot 23% from the three, 38% from the field, and 71% from the free throw line. So that's tough. Like we just talked about it. 23% from three is not going to win you games. But yeah, I mean, South Florida 32 not 32%, 32 points in the paint. Low turnovers for each team. It's not really that low, 15 and 14, but lower than the last game we talked about, right? I know I didn't get to watch this game, but did you guys end up watching this one? I think it was yesterday.
No,
No.
I really want to be rooting for Duke, and I really like their coach, but it's like, one, why are you ranked that high? And two, like, this is typical Duke fashion. You know, they give you hope, and then they have a couple terrible games, and then they're trying to figure out how to get back to, where they were. And like, it's just, I don't know. It's like Duke and Louisville to me, or it's like they're missing something, and I don't know what it is.
It's the defense, I think. Every time I catch any of their games or their highlights and stuff, it's like they just cannot get stops when they need them. Yeah. It's that momentum of like, in this game, the highlights, I think Sammy scored like 9 or 10 points all in the last like 5 minutes of the game. Like they just don't know how to stop key players at key times. And it's just, I don't know. It's a momentum thing. It's like when they're going, it's good. But they don't know how, like, if the momentum starts to switch, how to get it back sometimes, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Duke's ranked this high because they actually beat Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. They beat Oklahoma and Kansas State. So
they're like, 10-3 now? So it's not a bad record.
But that's my point, is they give you hope with some of these teams. And then they South Florida and freaking lose.
Yeah.
Oh, Duke, I want to root for you.
I feel it. I mean, it was a sloppy game. They never led. They missed 5 of their first 7 shots, turning the ball over 3 times as South Florida led 20-4. Okay, so I mean, yeah, just a rough game.
Yeah.
Let's maybe, put a pin in that one. Over to number 17, Georgia Tech defeating number 23, Nebraska, 72-61. Georgia Tech, we're here for you. They're gonna be rising up these rankings, man. Danny Carnegie off the bench. Okay, 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist for Georgia Tech. Kara Dunn, 16 points, 14 rebounds, 4 steals. And then for Nebraska, Alexis Morkowski, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Georgia Tech didn't shoot that well from the 3, only 25%, but they did have 42 rebounds and only 9 turnovers. They got most of their points in the paint, 30 points in the paint. They shot 38% from the field. Nebraska, on the other hand, did not shoot well from the field or the 3. 34% from the field, 26% from 3. Only 12 turnovers, which is nice, but only 8 points off turnovers. They also had 30 points in the paint. I mean, Georgia Tech is just feeling the vibe. They're just rolling, I'm hoping it doesn't gas out, beginning the season, everyone's figuring out their own teams, right? So, still trying to figure out their identity. I'm hoping they keep the gas. What's it called? What's the pedal on the gas? Is that what the phrase is? Foot on the gas. Foot on the pedal. Yeah, whatever. Whatever the phrase is. Hey, we are recording this a little earlier.
I was going to say, we're early. We got our coffee.
Yeah. It's 9 a.m. We rolled out of bed and started recording. Okay, it's holiday season. We're missing,
There's things to do, parties to attend, and dinner to make, people.
Yeah, hence why I'm ready for the day, as you guys can tell. When do I ever dress like this on the pod, right?
You got to show off your Mariah Carey shirt.
Oh, yeah. Mariah Carey, Supreme.
Just also, side
Merry
note,
Christmas.
Shiggy will send me, Shiggy's favorite holiday is Christmas.
Yes, it is.
And she will send me Christmas videos in June. And I'm, of course, a screw and don't send me anything until December 1st. She'll send me stuff all year. Yeah. All year.
Oh, yeah. It's Christmas year round, baby. Okay, back to Georgia Tech, Nebraska. Any other comments on this game?
Nope.
I didn't get to watch it.
I know. I feel like we need to catch a Georgia Tech game. I need to purposely scout them out on my watch schedule. Yeah. Meg pointed this one out this morning, so bear with us. Colorado upset Virginia, everyone.
West Virginia.
West Virginia. My bad. See, still early. 65-60. We had Frida Foreman. Miss saying that name. 22 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Jade Masukiyo, maybe 18 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks. Jordan Harrison for West Virginia, 18 points, 5 assists, 4 steals. Colorado just shot pretty well. 54. What the heck? Who was that?
Sorry. Special guest, Siri.
Special guest. Da-da-da. We need a segment. The special 54% from the field, 37% from the three, 56%. Ooh, that's not good. 56% from the free throw line. That's tough. West Virginia, on the other hand, 26% from three. If I have to say it again, you guys already know. If you shoot lower than 30% from the three, you're probably not going to win this game. They did shoot well from the free throw line, 93%. Turnover wise, Colorado had 19, West Virginia had 15 rebounds. Colorado out rebounded West Virginia 33-22. And then points in the paint, Colorado outscored them 28-26. This is a shocker. I didn't get to really watch this game or the recap. So Megan,
So
take it
the
away.
only thing I saw this morning when I was like, what?
Yeah.
Is that Colorado in the last 10 minutes of the game shot 81%.
Jesus. That's
They were
crazy.
hitting
Good
everything.
for them.
Hitting everything. So
All right.
I think that's what sealed the deal.
All right.
And that's how you finish off a game, really.
And that's why it was so close, 65-60.
You know what I would love to see is like these teams who are shooting 37-20% from the 3-point line. I would love to see their points in the paint 35, 40, 45 points.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're going into halftime and you're still super low like that, like
Yeah.
try it again a little bit. If it's not working by the fourth quarter, something's got to change.
Yeah.
Like drive, get a foul, throw it up. Like,
Yeah.
it bothers me.
I know. I know it does. No, I feel it though. I guess it just depends on personnel, big bodies. If you can't get in the paint, I guess you gotta chuck it up, right?
Go at them. What happened to that go at them mentality and like bring that back? And
hey, just like the NBA, everyone wants to shoot a three.
I was gonna bring that up, and they're doing like because viewership's down in the NBA, and I think they ran a study. I'd have to relook it up so somebody can fact check me on that one. But they were saying like fans. It's like changing it so much that like fans miss that old 90s like dunk it out, like drive it in, like that. It changed it too much.
I feel it. But okay, over to the game of the week. Number 7 USC upsets number 4 UConn 72-70, and let me tell you, USC came out hot.
UConn came back.
I know, but it was boring at first. I was like, damn, UConn, do you want to show up today? And then UConn in the second half.
They came back from like an 18-point deficit.
You know, cuss them out. Sometimes it's all it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Megan highlighted it when we were watching the game. UConn's defense ramped up. More scorers started getting involved. In the beginning, I feel like it's like, okay, Paige is just trying to do her best to put them on the board. Sarah Strong's been having a great season. But it's like, besides those two, they need some outside help. We always talk about it every single time we talk about UConn. They need another person to step up. We all know Izzy's dealing with the injury, but it's like hot and cold kind of. We have Ashlyn Shade sometimes. There's a sprinkle in, but it's not consistent enough to help.
And it's not a lot. It's like you said, the sprinkle in. Like this game, I would say KK Arnold, gave us a glimpse of where she was from last year.
Yeah, her defense really turned it around.
She had some key moments where she got some crucial stops on the defensive, and then she drove it to the basket a couple times. She only had like 5 points, but those 5 points came at key moments, and they were big plays. We just need more of it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be more consistent, but...
Yeah. And I mean, I like how USC, I feel like, is growing from the first time we watched them till now. Still, they need to grow a little bit. But the freshmen, I think they're getting, they got their feet wet. They're looking good. They made some key shots. The 2 freshmen, I can't think of their names off the top of my head. They made key 3-pointers in this game for them. But, I mean, Juju led them 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks. Kiki Iriefin, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. And then Sarah Strong for UConn, 22 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. And I mean,
and I gotta say, sorry, the Juju block, one of those blocks was on Paige Beckers, and then she took it back the other end and had a crazy finish on Paige. So that I was like, okay.
It was nice.
It was. That's a highlight. Moments where we got to bring back the top plays of the week.
I know.
I'd love to hear and react to that with you.
But you know what's crazy? I swear it's for some reason our things get copyrighted, but it says if you like voice over highlights or use it for educational purposes or comment on it, it's not. But our things kept getting flagged. It's so annoying because
who's flagging us?
YouTube. Oh, you mean the people? Someone's reporting us haters because that was our best segment.
Who cares about us that much yet?
Yeah.
I don't know because it keeps saying copyright, so I'll have to look into it. But 3-point percentage for UConn, 26%. They're just struggling.
Yeah.
No AZ, I think it's just. I mean, she was there, but she only played like 8 minutes, so that's not helpful, right? And then they shot 58% from the free throw line. Like that's not good. We all know Sarah
Crucial
Strong,
missed free throw
Sarah
at the
Strong,
end.
yeah, missed the 2. It's not her fault.
Yeah, it happens.
It's the team's fault, right? But I mean, Juju's bad foul on her at the end of the game for that for the 3 free throws. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a battle with these top 10 teams. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, USC got their revenge on UConn. There was a comment that said that we give USC and UConn too much slack that they're still growing and stuff. So,
but here's the thing: like they are, like UConn.
Every team is. We say it for every team.
Like, okay, the debate's out for UConn, and it totally goes both ways. So, like, that one would be a good conversation. But I still heavily lean towards their growing because it's like their culture is built. Then somebody gets hurt. Then they have to like figure out how to replace that person because that person's not sport. Like, you can only do so much, and honestly, they're probably not even hardly at practice because that's probably the only time they can get a 2 hours worth of treatment. So it's like. That's hard. And then USC, like they're like Juju's trying to figure out how she can be effective, but not at the pace that she was last year. Because now she has Kiki and she has all these new freshmen. Like, so I think this was a good matchup in terms of like figuring out who they are against really good teams. And like, how do you, because like obviously you take a UConn and a USC versus almost a lot of the other teams not outside of the top 10. And it's like, whatever, dude. Like, yes, they're going to pop off because there's that drastically different ways of playing. But I think this was a good matchup. And honestly, I'm impressed UConn came back because when I was looking and watching that, I was like, ugh.
It didn't look good.
No.
At all. It didn't look good at all.
So I think these two teams are actually, hopefully, if UConn stays healthy, that's always the debate.
Yeah.
These two teams are going to be really fun in March Madness.
Definitely. Yeah, the team you have now is not the team you have in March. If you play this for, you know it. So, yikes. Sorry. Had to shout that out.
But I agree. UConn should have it figured out. So all you haters, totally agree with you on this one. Their culture should be figured out. However, injuries. Has resided in UConn.
Feel it.
For years.
Well, well, guys, that takes us to the end of our show. I know we're recording early on Sunday, so if there's any upsets and we miss them on, this beautiful Sunday, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But holiday season, we want to wish you guys a happy holidays for whatever you guys celebrate, if you do celebrate. And thank you guys for supporting us. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week for Week 8 recap. But enjoy the holidays. Be safe. Have fun. And we're back next week. Peace.